from the Penn Libraries.
Hi everybody, welcome to Gadget Day. We're having a little bit of a late start thanks to some technical difficulties and ice. I'd like to thank Catherine Odson and Judith Currano for starting off our day. They're going to be presenting grading on the iPad. I'm going to turn it over to Catherine.
Great. Thanks for joining us online or in our video later. We're excited to have you here. I'm going to be doing a quick demo of how to use the SpeedGrader app for iOS that comes with Canvas, the new learning management system at Penn. And then Judith will be showing how she actually does her grading for her classes that she's teaching here. So SpeedGrader is looks very much, when you log into it, it's actually a separate app from the Canvas for iOS app. So this is just for instructors, and you'll see all the courses that you're an instructor in and how many things are there and need to be graded. So in this case, I'm going to open that up, and all you see here is your assignment, and click on the assignment itself, and it's going to bring up the student's work in the same preview version that it does in the regular SpeedGrader. It is slightly limited compared to what you get on the screen, but you can still see all the files that have been uploaded, any different versions if the student has turned it in more than once, and leave some comments on it. And also, you can record if you'd like to. We will skip that part for right now, or do voice recognition. And then give them a grade. It was out of 100, so it's a good paper, and you're done. That's saving the grade. And now I can move on to another student and take a look at them. Caitlin Shanley was a great help in getting the site ready and wrote a great paper about bacon. And so then again, just do the same thing. Click on the box, type in.
The comments are on the entire paper. You can
Right. So that's the question was about whether the comments are on the whole paper, and that's one of the big differences between SpeedGrader on the screen and SpeedGrader on the app right now, is that there aren't a lot of annotation options. So this is very similar to what SpeedGrader was probably about a year ago in the web version of Canvas, and so we're very interested in following the development of this to see if we can get the same annotation capabilities here that we get in a lot of other apps that we're used to using, and also through the web interface. We do the option of exporting here, so if you wanted to save it, mail it, put it in your Dropbox, you can do that. But that's really the only other thing you can do with your SpeedGrader. But if you did want to get a quick little summary of what's going on, just a quick review, something possibly short, this could be a good option, and definitely something to be aware of going forward, that this will be sharing any updates that are made to it as it starts to get more and more in line with what expectations are should look.
So, Kevin, just to build on that, if I export from here to Goodreader, I can annotate in Goodreader. So I could kind of do that. I just have to then email it back to the student.
I'll show you. Judith actually has developed a great workflow for making this all work. And so this is the very basic, if you just want to read and maybe give a little bit of feedback and grade on it. Judith has worked up a very detailed method, a very well-refined method at this point. Seen it kind of develop over the last year for making the grading work well on the iPad. And I will turn it over to her.
Okay, can I have the computer?
Need this part?
Yeah, that part. Okay, so our story actually begins on the computer for this section, and I'm using the assignments feature within Canvas. So within my assignments section of the site, I develop a bunch of different assignments, and when you look at them, I can edit this and create pretty much anything I want. Instructions, I can upload a file here, I give them a number of points, and then I go in and allow them to do file uploads. So the students are able to upload their assignments directly for Canvas, and if you wish, if you want to restrict the file upload types to things that your grading app, mine is iAnnotate, allows, then you can change your allowable file extensions. Oops. And update your assignment. When the students come to the site, then they're able to upload their file. And from here, I could enter the speed grader if I just wanted to look through them, glance at them. But what I'm going to do is actually download the submissions. And I've already done this in the interest of time. And they're right here. So there were 2 submissions to the assignment that I created. And what I'm going to do is move them over into a Dropbox folder that I've created specifically for this assignment. You can have any other storage, cloud storage system that's allowed by your app. So if I wanted, I could use Penbox or something else. I started with Dropbox before we had Box, so I haven't switched over. And once they're up here, then I can access them through the iPad. So I'm going to switch over to my iPad now, so please excuse the brief interruption while I change cables. The main problem with the SpeedGrader app, from my perspective, is it won't allow me to upload the graded assignment to the students. And I'm rather old-fashioned in that I like to annotate things by hand. So I'll be using my stylus and entering the iAnnotate app. And when I'm in the iAnnotate app, I see here's my Gadget Day folder. And when I click on it, I see my 2 assignments. Now, one of the students deposited it as a Word document. The other one deposited it as a PDF file. iAnnotate is a PDF reader, and I'm just going to click on each of them with my stylus or my finger, whichever, to upload them. And so I can open the PDF immediately, and I can see the student's problem set, and she's put her answers in red. If I go back to my library, I can actually process the Word document using iAnnotate, which the last time I tried Goodreader, it didn't let me do that. I don't know if they've changed that or not now. So when I was testing Goodreader, I would actually open the things in iAnnotate, convert them to PDF, and then go back to Goodreader, which was a little cumbersome. So I stay in iAnnotate. And then just by tapping at the top here on the header, I can create a PDF copy. And it will save this right where I put it, which was in my my Dropbox folder. So now I'm here, and I can take a look, and I see that they didn't actually cite a reference here, and I'd like to make a comment. So I can use my pinch, I can use my pencil, I can put in my annotation, and when I'm done, if I'm not comfortable with that, I actually do this because I'm not terribly comfortable typing. I tried using Microsoft Word's annotation feature, and I found it was taking me longer to grade assignments than if I printed them out and did them by hand. But if you prefer, I can put a sticky note in here. Oops. And there's my sticky note. I can highlight, so if I find that the student has ignored a portion of the question, instead of saying, what about this, I just go like that. And maybe I'll add, and I'll demonstrate the last tool that I like to use, which is the magnification. I'll add a couple question marks, and now they know that they skipped that, and we can carry on. So when I'm finished, I can close this. Oh, I should probably give the student a score. So 35, this one got a perfect score. And now we're finished. So iAnnotate is automatically updating since I have a network connection. It's automatically going up to my Dropbox, and it's now updated in my Dropbox. If I were offline, I had airplane mode. I have used this on the plane to grade assignments. Then just once you get to a place with a network connection, this little circle up here at the top of the screen will be red, and you can click on it, and it will update all of the documents that you have. And so now I'm done. I'm ready to go back to the computer. And when I open my computer and get a signal. So now my Dropbox folder has been synced, again, because I have my live network connection going on. I see that in addition to the 2 things that I put in there, I've also got the annotated PDF. If I open this, I can see my annotations here. There's a little wrinkle that I'll describe in a minute. And now I'm ready to go in and assign the grades to the student. And I do this using the speed grader here within Canvas, the program. So I'll come in here, and this is my first student, and I can review what I gave this student. So I give her 20 points. And attached is your graded assignment, so any kind of comments I want. I don't seem to have the answer to number 3. Anything I want to say here, which they'll see immediately. And then I go into the file attachment, which is not available through the SpeedGrader app at this time. And I can just go directly to my Dropbox folder, to my Gadget Day assignment, and then upload that PDF file and submit the comment. And so that shows up with my little avatar there, my comment, and then she can go ahead and click this and see what I thought of her assignment. And then using the speed grader, I just advance to the next student and do the same thing. And I usually have, I'll say attached is your graded assignment. I'll copy that and then paste it on all of my students. If I have individual comments, I'll add that, but it just saves me a little bit of time. And then when I'm finished, if I go to the grade book, I can see the students, I can see their submissions, I can see, I can change their grade. I can do pretty much anything that I would do ordinarily. Or if I need to download their submission again, I can do that here too. Yeah?
Once you attach it, is it part of the Canvas site then?
It's uploaded to Canvas. It sort of comes through as a conversation. So I don't want to open my inbox right now because I have actual communications with students there. But if I were to go into my inbox, any comments the students put on their assignments, so I have one student who likes to tell me that his answers are in a different color than the rest of the assignment. And he puts that on all his assignments. And I see that in my conversation stream. And then I'll see my annotations with the attachment, so the students know that they've gotten an assignment back from me. Are there any other questions in the room?
No, yeah. I noticed that the PDFs in your Dropbox had like a suffix on them. Was that automatically added?
Let me go to my
UTIONS. Did you have to rename them?
Okay, so within, let's see if I can make this any bigger. I don't know if I can. So when you download files through the batch downloader in Canvas, it gives you the student's name, some information, and then whatever it is that they called the assignment. So if you do not change the name that Canvas gives, you can also do a batch upload of all the assignments to the students. I haven't tried this because I usually like to add some additional comments in the text field, so I just upload it along with those comments. But this is the Canvas generated file name. If I go in through the gradebook and I download their assignment here, it will not have that file name. So it'll just be whatever it is that the student called it. Which actually causes me some problems when I have students with late assignments, because one of the ways that I find it easy to re-upload is I see the student's name as the first part of the file name. And so if I've got a late assignment, then I've got to remember, okay, which students had late assignments, whose is this, what did he or she call it?
Can you describe that batch upload again?
So the batch upload is through the assignments, and I'm sorry, I'm having a little trouble with the resolution on my screen. So if I go into assignments, and I go into the assignment that I built, so I can re-upload the submissions.
Oh.
And it gives you this little warning. If you made changes to the student submission files that you downloaded, zip them, upload the zip file. Make sure you don't change the names of the submission files. So basically, anyone who submits as a Word document, if I'm grading on iAnnotate, that's not going to work because I've had to change the name to the PDF, and it also adds the word annotated, which I could get out of that file name if I wanted to. I could edit that, but I'm too lazy.
Yeah. For anyone who is considering downloading Word documents, for example, if you just downloaded them, use track changes, and they're all doc or docx, so you're not having to resave it all, then you can just zip up that folder and re-upload. The challenging thing is it comes out as a zip file and you have to re-zip it to send it back up. So if you're not comfortable with that process, it's going to be a little bit more challenging.
And then if you do that and your student goes back in, do they still see their clean assignment, or do they only see the one with your comments?
They should have both.
It should be both. It's just a bulk way, I think, of doing what I do one at a time.
And it just uses the file name to match things
It
up.
uses the file name to
I have
match
no
the
idea.
student's submission.
Quite powerful.
That's another one of those things that's available through the web interface. And when we went into the SpeedGrader here too, you could see that there were tools to actually annotate the document within SpeedGrader. So it's very different than the app.
So let me. So this is the SpeedGrader here. And there are 6 pages I can scroll through if I'd like here. I can add a comment. I can draw, but this is mouse drawing. So if you had, maybe if you had a touchpad and a stylus, you might be able to deal with that here. But again, that's not very portable. So I'm stuck sitting at my computer, whereas I may want to be grading on the train or the airplane or in my bed or wherever it is that I do in a meeting, my grading. And then when I'm done, it saves as I'm going along, right? Yes. We also have a limited number of colors of ink. But
So actually, we're already at 10. Did you guys kind of wind up with some final remarks? I'm really sorry about all the tech issues.
It's fine. I don't
But apparently
have
now
anything
it's working beautifully.
great.
Everybody can see and hear you.
I think our concluding remarks that we've kind of concluded in a way, just that there are a lot of options.
Yeah, perfect.
There are a lot of options for grading with an iPad and with SpeedGrader and Canvas, and it's just about figuring out what combination of apps or tools works best for you, because you do have so many options if you're using a style or a touchpad at your desk and always grade at your desk. It really depends on what you're looking for in a grading solution.
And I think the reason that I invented the Rube Goldberg machine that I did is that I like to grade laterally. So iAnnotate lets me open 8 different assignments at a time. If you have more than 8 students in your class, this might not work for you. You might want to examine other PDF annotation tools. But basically, I can flip through very easily, grade all the number 1s, grade all the number 2s, and I don't have to be bringing home large stacks of paper. Plus, I don't have to take class time to distribute the assignments that are graded to the students. I just upload them whenever I'm finished. So I can do that the same evening. I can do it 2 weeks later. I do have to consciously stay on task, though, because there's not the pressure of, oh, class is on Tuesday. I have to have the students' papers ready to give them.
Thank you so much, you guys. I want to apologize again for that.